Hey guys, so I've been in Yardley for a couple of days and I've made it into the city a few times, city of New York, by the way. And it's funny because, there's not that many differences between here and Alabama, but the differences that are kind of coming as a culture shock to me because they're giant. And it's not the one that people tell you and that you warn yourself to expect. It's little stuff. Like, okay, first of all, everybody up here drives like a crazy person, but I pretty much converted to Catholicism when I drove into New York for the first time. I don't know why. I was like crossing myself and cursing in a blasphemous Catholic kind of way. Like I was Jesus, Mary, and Joseph kind of thing. Oh, tolls. I was not aware that once you get north of Virginia, there are tolls freaking everywhere. And everybody's just like, oh yeah, tolls. Everybody kept warning me about the $13 toll into the city. Anytime you take a bridge into New York, it's $13. But coming back, you don't have to pay to get out, which is great because that would be like really awful. There's turnpikes everywhere. There's one for every state. And they're all toll-based. And nobody has ever, they just assumed I would know. And it's sheer luck that I had the cash the first time. I've never driven through a toll before. So going through one was a world-changing experience. So, you look and you're looking for the one that says cash because you have cash and you don't have an Easy Pass, but they all accept Easy Pass and you're not seeing any cash. And then you notice one says ticket. So you're like, oh, a ticket. What is that? So you go up and there's a stop sign that says stop here to accept ticket. So you stop. But you actually accept the ticket like 4 feet more. You go in further to get the ticket and you don't know that. And people behind you are getting pissed off at you and you're like, screw you, I don't know what I'm doing. So you finally get your ticket and then you're like, what was that? And so like the way it works is you get your ticket and then when you get off, wherever you get off, they look at your ticket to see where you got on the turnpike and then they charge you for how long, like the amount of road you've covered, which I did not know. And it was like a weird amount, like $4.60 from where I was to where I ended up, and all I had was a 20. So like I ended up with like this giant handful of cash, and I'm just like, I don't know, I'm like just throwing it into the passenger side of the car. I'll deal with you later. And it's just like, I don't know what to do. Everything is, somebody's like honking at me, and I'm like, jerk. There's like 20 booths here. There's another one that says ticket. Why don't you go around if you can't handle waiting 3 minutes at 10 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday? Where are you going? That's so exciting. At 10 o'clock in the morning on a freaking Wednesday. Nowhere. Okay? Nowhere. I was not aware that there were such thing as full service gas stations anymore. I thought that was a thing that was only in the Blues Brothers. It blew my mind. I went to a gas station. I got out to put my gas and they're like, no, you get back in your car, young lady. This is a full service gas station. We put the gas in your car. And then being the awkward person I am, I can't ignore somebody who's doing something for me that's something that I usually do. It's like somebody walking into your house and washing your dishes. You're grateful for it, but at the same time, you're not going to sit there in silence and just watch them, right? So like I totally sat there with the door open like a dweeb and talked to the guy. He seemed to appreciate the chatter, I guess. Once you grow up in a state, you know all the little, just the little laws. Like, in Alabama, you can turn right on red. Right turn on red, and it's like in New York, I'm pretty sure it's prohibited unless there's a sign saying that you can. But in Pennsylvania, it's allowed unless there's a sign saying you can't. But I'm not really sure anymore. So I just sit there, and I don't even turn on my turn signal, because if I turn on my turn signal and it's allowed to turn right on red, then whoever's behind me waiting to go also turn right on red is going to get pissed off at me, right? So I just wait and turn on the turn signal at the last second. I'm so slick. I woke up the dog. Hey, babe. So the thing is, you just really calmed down my rage there, dog.